Hello again. Thank you. This is Thomas Garrett, and this is the third in a series of lectures, very brief, on the resume. The resume is extremely important to all of us. Can't get a job without it. One of the things I want to talk about is when you should be writing your resume and what you need to write a resume. You should write your resume as early as you think about it. High school freshmen should write a resume. College students should be writing their resume as they enter college. Every university or school that considers or turns to the resume as students are approaching graduation misunderstands the function of the resume and its essential requirements. The thing you have to remember is no one hires education. No employer, and I must say there are exceptions to everything, if you happen to graduate from MIT, in a very rare, highly sought after field, and you are a star student, you may get hired directly out of MIT. In fact, plenty of people get hired directly out of MIT, Harvard, Stanford, and a lot of big time schools. But for the most of us who go to normal schools, or what we can afford, we're not royalty. We don't have a silver spoon in our mouth. We're not the stars when it comes to education. And that 0.01% that are hired directly out of school don't include us. So what do we have to recognize that employers are not looking for a star when they look for us. They're looking for someone who can take care of their burden, who can ease their burden. They're looking for someone who can pick up the tasks and who can complete those tasks right away. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about the audience, that you're a reader. And because we need to analyze that, but you're going to hear about that next. But I want you to understand that you need to start looking at your resume early because it takes time to build substance in your resume. As I mentioned, employers hire experience, not education. Education is nice, but if you can prove you can do what they need you to do, they'll hire you without education. This is particularly true in fields like programming. And many other fields. There are certainly fields where you have to have certifications and you pretty much have to have a degree. It's pretty hard to become a teacher these days if you don't have a degree and teacher certification, which is kind of a shame for some people who are quite competent without those things. But this is the way the world works. Sometimes you have to have education. Most of the time, you have to have experience. And you will rise above all your other graduates if you can end your education and have experience at the same time. You don't have to work a full-time job to do that. You can do this with freelance work. You can do this by taking the work that you're doing for your class and finding someone who needs exactly that. If it's a writing class, write a business letter for a manager. Edit a marketing document for a company. Find people who will let you do something for them for pennies if it is. Try not to do it for nothing. Try to do it for something because people are going to be valuing something more when they pay something for it. But this is how you build your resume. You have to have some substance to offer your employer beyond education. And you have to try not to identify yourself strictly by your education. So you want to talk about your experience. You can't say, well, I did this assignment in class. School is for students. Students are young people. Employers are looking for men and women who have been there and can do it. So start your resume early. Start writing your resume as if you're looking for a job. And consider all the things I'm talking about your resume. Don't wait until it's time to get a job because the world is full of people who have a degree and didn't start getting experience until they finish that degree. They're not able to find a job in the field they're interested in. And the result is they have to take whatever job comes along, and they never really do find their way in the field that they dreamed of working in and prepared themselves to work in. So that's the message for this one. Next, we're going to talk about resume audience because, well, I'll tell you why in a minute. Thank you.